Being a teenager. What a carefree period of our life. And very hectic at the same time. Exams, sports, college applications, and maintaining a social life, and everything. It is the most adventurous yet the most awkward phase of our life. And probably the best phase in our life. We can commit plenty of mistakes that we will regret when we reach adulthood. As an adult, I would say one among the many dumb mistakes I made in my teen years was not investing. If you are a teenager seeking out ways for investing so that when you reach adulthood, you are financially stable and go for the things you love to do, then you are in the right place. Hey go-getters, welcome back to another profitable episode of The Early Investors, where you can learn how to become financially free. In today's video, we'll be talking about how to invest as a teenager. Want to become the next Warren Buffett? Stay with me to find out all the tips and tricks to save your hard-earned simoleons. Before we jump into the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more business-related content. Juggling between exams, sport, assignments, applying for colleges, and maintaining your much-valued social life, it is totally fair on your side to think that for a teenager, investing should be the last thing they should be thinking about. I'd say otherwise. It is, in fact, imperative for a teen to invest if they want to achieve the state of being financially stable by the time they are 20. When you're 18, the best thing you could do and should do is investing. I don't want anyone to end up like me regretting not investing. I will tell you teen peeps how you can invest. Well, in my opinion, it's really 7 simple things. First and foremost, get yourself a credit card. As soon as this ends, that's the first thing you should do. You must get one because shortly when you go to get a loan or plan to invest in real estate, the banks will give you a loan only based on your credit history. It is totally understandable for you to have thoughts like, what if I go beyond the limit? How am I going to pay then? Having credit is never about being financially irresponsible. It was always about the debt factor. Yes, the debt. It benefits you. When you show any lender about your credit details, you are perfectly capable of paying your bills in full and on time. The lenders would know that you are capable of handling money, and they would lend you money. So, get a credit card for yourself and set a limit for it yourself so that you can handle paying it well. And once you do so, lend some money from someone and invest this money if you want more. Secondly, open a bank account. Having a bank account for yourself is always a good idea. Even if you only have $100 in your account, you must have a bank account that is solely in your name and to which only you have access. It is indeed the next logical step of being financially responsible and an independent adult, if you think properly. Ideally, it is better to get a bank account with the highest interest rate possible, so that when you leave your money for a while, it will make you more money. But most importantly, make sure you don't pay any ridiculous fees. What I mean is, there is nothing like account minimums or any bizarre monthly maintenance fees or anything of the sort. Consider many options and go for the best banks. If any online banks are perfect, then go for that. Choose banks that give you good interest and other services like free debit cards and checks, etc. Or you can also look into a local credit union that gives you great services. If you are 18, then hurry up and go open one without any delay. Thirdly, get a job. When I say this, it may come out like that nosy relative of yours, but seriously guys, get a job. No matter if it pays you $100 per week, get one. Even if you're at school, you have sufficient free time, and instead of doing nothing, it is better you do something that also pays you. If you're out of school at 3 o'clock or so, you can go to work right after school for a few hours. It may be as a salesperson, or a waiter, or waitress, or any odd job. Do it. In this way, you learn a lot of things. First of all, you get to know how work life is. It tests your ability to multitask and more. The best thing is that you don't have to ask your parents for money. You can earn yourself and meet your necessities. You don't have to depend on others for that. And for those of you who are watching this and have a job, kudos to you. And those who are watching this and do not have a job, I suggest you take one soon. This will be worth it 1,000 times and more by the time you guys are older. I tell you from experience, guys. Get a Roth IRA is the next thing you should do as soon as you turn 18 years old. We've talked about the Roth IRA in our previous videos. But for those of you who have not seen it, let me tell you what a Roth IRA is. A Roth IRA is a tax-advantaged retirement account that lets you contribute post-tax money, which means your accounts grow tax-free. When you take distributions in retirement, they will be completely tax-free. So, by the time you are 59 and a half, all of your earnings are completely tax-free. And whatever profit you have will also be tax-free. But remember that you need to have a job first for you to set up a Roth IRA. And you have an advantage here. The types of jobs you hold at this age will give you low tax rates. And the Roth IRA is the best way for you to invest and save. Well, I'm pretty sure you young minds watching this are going to earn a lot in the future. So to avoid tax, I say you get a Roth IRA right now. Next, stay out of consumer debts. By telling you to stay away from consumer debts, I wasn't referring to a low interest rate mortgage on a rental property or leveraging your money to make you even more money and all that sort. I am referring to credit card debts, student loans, high interest auto loans, and all those sorts of consumer debts that have absolutely zero purpose of making you more money. It would be best if you didn't buy things that you can't afford. Buy things that you can afford in full, but instead, the smart way is that you put this in your credit card, so you get points and pay your credit card in full when it's due. This has the double benefit of keeping you out of debt, and also building your credit history. Be careful with debt, because they have the power to ruin everything for you from a young age. Sixth is live below your means. Don't spend your money on stupid things, just to impress others. You don't have to spend your hard-earned money or even your pocket money just for the sake of impressing other people. Don't buy things that are not going to give you any long-term benefits. According to myself and other investors, billionaires, and every successful man and woman out there, you gotta be a firm believer in living a super cheap life in your teenage and early 20s. I mean that you pretend like you only have 10% of your earnings to spend on yourself. If you earn $100, pretend that you only have $10. It is totally okay to live like this because it will ensure that you live an eternally comfortable life in the future. And finally, do not go to college just for the sake of going to college. If you still haven't decided what you will do after school, don't apply to colleges. This will cost you a lot if you do so because you are simply going there and not doing what you want to do. This might sound offensive, but I believe that the belief that you have to go to college to become something is entirely bizarre. You can do a lot without going to college. I have seen people who were forced to waste years of their life at college just because their parents forced them. So guys, don't go to college if you don't want to. Instead, go and get work experience. If it is so important, go to a 2-year community college part-time while also working. This way, you are saving a lot of money, and you can work too, while also giving you more time to get your life sorted. Before we wind up this video, I'd like to say that there is no age for investing. It might be a risk, but then now is the time for it if you are a risk taker. If you don't want to go to college, then don't. If you want to start a business, then do it. Success shall come to those who hustle. And even if you lose now, it is better you lose now than when you're older.